Maitreya, 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 Maitreya.
All right. Michael, would you please give us the time and the date?
You bet. The time is 5:08 p.m. Pacific Time. Today is Friday, August 13th, 2021. So if you're keeping score, it's Friday the 13th. We are here for a celestial team meeting with Lord Maitreya for Maitreya's 37th message for the world. Lord Maitreya, we thank you so much for all of your messages. We're hopefully going to be putting them all up. Most of them are up. We're going to be putting them all up for the whole world to see, so that they may learn from your wisdom, and that they may thank you and praise you and hail you as we do. Thank you, Lord Maitreya. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome. Thank you. And we have some other friends too up here in our upstairs great room. Oh, and I just wanted to mention, right in front of us is our beautiful poster, our beautiful picture of the statue of Lord Maitreya from Maitreya Great Tao that we showed on our last video team meeting, 36th message. And behind us is a statue of Lord Maitreya with the globe of the world in his hand. He has prosperity, he has happiness, he has joy and bounty for all. Thank you, Lord Maitreya.
Thank you, Michael.
And we're just getting acquainted with our other friends who are here. And it looks to me like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in addition to Maitreya. In addition to Lord Maitreya.
Not in addition.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You're right. We have love here. Oh my goodness, you are so smart, Michael.
Well, I see his picture right in front of me.
Yes. Thank you so very much.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're very welcome.
Lovely. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
So, we're here in our upstairs great room. There's a really nice breeze coming through. It's been pretty hot the last couple days. It's been 94, 95. And of course the heat rises up here in our upstairs great room. So we're doing okay. We turned the fan off so that everyone can hear, and so we don't hear white noise on our recording. And I just want to say that I'm looking at Diane here, my lovely wife, and she has the world behind her. There's a globe. It's one of those spinning globes on a pedestal. You can hear it right behind her. And Diane, you have the world. The world has got your back. All right? Because someday this world is going to tune in to Gabriel's worldwide religion of love, his truth, Aphrodite's worldwide religion of love, her love, divine love and beauty, and Lord Maitreya's magisterial mission and Christ schools, and of course Zeus, local universe father, and Hera, local universe mother. Everything that they are doing for our planet, everyone will know because of the wonderful things he does. And he is going to show himself to all of humanity, children, adults alike, in the spirit, in a human form,
this
in the spirit,
right here.
You know, in the likeness of a human form, in the spirit, on his level, but a level that we can perceive. He's going to show himself to everyone, and he is going to bring home the message through our 4 Melchizedeks, whom we mentioned previously. Message through them that that everyone will know that he is God, that he is in control. He is the one who makes this whole show run, and that the 4 Melchizedeks will be working under him to give us all a new message for a bright future, for us and for humanity. So hopefully the world will tune in to all of you also, Rhea, Hermes, Aries, and our Infinite Father, Father Fortuna.
Yes.
And everyone in the world will have your back eventually.
Oh, thank you, Michael. And thank you for that. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, we have 8 celestials, plus Michael and I. Makes 10 today.
Yep.
And I am told that there are other angels, but
Okay.
this group has volunteered to speak. I think there's about 9 others that are in supportive mode.
And we can't forget, right in front of us,
Is love.
Divine Love Eros.
All right, so...
Thank you, Divine Love Eros. You have made my life complete with everything you're doing. Of course, my life was complete with my beautiful wife, but in many ways, you've made my life complete also.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Love
Also.
is a two-edged sword. He's tough love, but boy, he benefits everybody in the end. I mean, you wonder at first, you say, oh my God, the changes, but then you see the benefits and you say, oh, he's fabulous. He's fantastic. Didn't you say you were taking his picture to work with you, Michael?
Yes. Yes, Divine Love is going with me to work. We're trying to shape everybody up a little bit, get everybody to a more mature professional level of functioning.
That's wonderful.
Yes. Better relationships, better vibes, hopefully a little more 5th dimensional functioning as opposed to 3rd dimensional. Yeah, a la the teachings of Gerald T. Farley. Shift into a 5th dimensional way of functioning as opposed to an ego-centered, animalistic type of 3rd dimensional, material mode of living.
All right. Michael said that we have Rhea, we have Mercury, we have Aries, we have Maitreya, we have the Infinite Father, or Father Fortuna, we have Zeus, who is the Christ, and we have Hera, or the Divine Minister in the Urantia book, she's called. And we have Eros, who is a celestial who brought a lot of this and them into being. Now, love, is that right? Is that right? Yes, yes. Out of chaos comes love. But you do say, though, that your mother is Isis. Yes. Well, it's a really hard thing to work out and try and understand. But we know that you are here. And we know you are all working with our planet and all the other planets. And I would assume our whole solar system, and yes, and all of our universe, yes. And what about other universes? Of course. So we're honored that you're here today.
Yes.
Rhea, you are number 1. You're to our left, Michael's far left. And I would like to know, because I was surprised when you volunteered to be here, because I thought most of the others were more involved in this new magisterial mission and so on, but you volunteered to come today. Is there something that you would like to tell us about your part, or what you're doing, or what you want us to do? What are you thinking, and what do you want us to start thinking about? Rhea. Well, number 1, she says she likes what we've been doing. She likes that we've been bringing out the history of herself as the Great Mother. The Great Mother in the Mithraic religion, the Great Mother. She says she was the Great Mother, with Apollo being the sun at that time. And at that time we're talking about early Christianity in Rome and in Asia Minor. So you've been through all this history with us, Rhea. What is your role? Are you the Queen of Heaven right now? No, she is not. Who is? Who is the Queen of Heaven right now? Hera. Hera is the Queen of Heaven right now. And that is the divine minister in the Urantia book. So you're not considered the Queen of Heaven right now. All right. Then what role are you doing in this new project of Maitreya's, the magisterial mission? She says she's working with Cronus, her soulmate, her twin flame, her consort, with the time and space involvement in the Earth and its relationship with the other planets. So as far as when and what is to be done during the golden age, she said Cronus, and she had a golden age in Greece. And she says that's what we're trying to bring forth again. She says that's why I'm here, because I want to talk to you about bringing forth a new golden age. She said in the golden age with Cronus and myself, we lived in a time when people knew that we were there to help, and that we would actually come and we'd actually work out ways to help them that they knew about. Not that they would go off saying, oh, well, that was coincidence, or, gee, I wonder why that happened. She said, I'm trying with Cronus to bring forth what happens in this golden age that is going to reoccur on your planet. Oh, all right. A golden age. What can Michael and I do? Is there anything that we can do to bring that forth and help you? She says you are. Number one, you're showing the people pictures of us, you're telling them about us, and you're telling them about what we've done in the past. And we're telling you what we're doing now and in the future. Cronus and I are working it out to make the age of Aquarius an invigorating beginning to lighten life. We are the gods of time and space, and we enjoy that. That's something we enjoy. I want to start telling you about what I want you to do to bring about this glorious golden age. All right. Is there anything you want to tell us today? No. I'm telling you that Cronus and I are in charge of this new period of the age of Aquarius. Not light and life per se. We have volunteered to do the age of Aquarius, which is a shorter period of time, but that's not all, of course, we do. But this is our job, you might say, for the next, well, your age of Aquarius begins March 24th, 2023. And you will be in that until January of 2043. So Cronus and I will probably be working with most of the people on the planet for the next 20 years or 2 decades of your time. And beginning next week, we will start giving you some of the ways that you can help to bring about this golden age. Thank you, Rhea.
Thank you.
All right. So you and Cronus are in charge of the golden age, starting in just a couple years. Yes. And you'll tell us next week. We noticed that we had our last meeting on Friday, August 6th, and here it is Friday, August the 13th. So, for a while there we weren't having any meetings at all. So, is there anything, Michael, that, no, she says, I'm through. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We'll go on to Mercury.
I'll ask next time.
Next week.
What is it you'll be doing during the Age of Aquarius?
Yes,
Yeah.
Michael will take that upon himself to have some questions for you for next time, whenever that might be.
All right. Well, thank you, Rhea. It sounds really exciting.
It does. Mercury, you have come, and all 8 of you have offered to speak, which is unusual.
All right.
This is very unusual. Are you going to be a part of the Age of Aquarius? You're not. Not per se, he says, no. He says, what I'm going to be doing is, after the Age of Aquarius, in 2043, I am going to be working on the health and the immortality and the spiritual future of the people that will be living on the planet in 2043. Even if they are in their spiritual body, having deceased, but are still in, say, what we would call the astral world. So, could we, if we pass on now, in 2043, we could still be on the planet in the astral plane. Yes. And we can have a health in an astral body? Absolutely. He says there are addictions, there are obsessions that people will still have. And he says, I am going to be a healing celestial for you.
Wow.
Even if you have passed on or deceased. If you are still in the astral world, which you probably will be. That's only, 20, 30, 40, that's only 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, I will probably be dealing with most people that are alive on the planet now, and even those that aren't, but that are in 2043. I will be working with their emotional, mental, physical, because even though they may be in a different body, I will still be working with that. So that will be my job, and I have volunteered for it.
Oh.
In the Catholic Church, I am called Raphael the Healer, and I continue to heal even after people have passed on this life. People don't realize that they still need healing and they still need help. But he says, I have volunteered to be a part of that. Michael, do you have any questions for him, for Mercury?
Mercury, you're also Hermes in the Greek.
Yes.
Yes, the one who brings truth. Also, wisdom. Will truth and wisdom also be part of this emotional, physical, mental healing?
He's saying, I did not volunteer for that part. I'm just doing the emotional, the physical, even if it's an astral body physically, and of course the mental. The mental bodies. Although I'm not generally in control of that aspect, I will be including that in my work.
And this is after the Age of Aquarius ends in 2043.
Yes.
Can we ask for any healing now from you? Is it possible, or is that not activated yet?
He would rather you go to someone else, and he'll be happy to give you that. He's saying for healing, he says, please go to the Father Zeus, the Christ.
Okay.
For that.
Father Zeus.
Yes, go to Zeus. That is the Christ. You pray to him for your healing.
for healing right now.
Yes, for now. Yes. Pray to him, because we want everyone to be in good mental, good physical, good emotional health, whether they have passed on in the next 20 years or whether they're living or whatever situation they're in. Go to Zeus.
Yeah, I know you're working with Lord Maitreya, because we had that team meeting with you and Lord Maitreya that one day, remember, out on the back. That was very lovely.
Yes.
Up to the time of 2043, are you still working with Lord Maitreya? And what kind of work are you doing at this time?
Says I'm just really observing and viewing the people and making my plans of how to help them. He says there's been so many obstacles to my helping at this time that I have decided to wait.
Okay, so you're kind of observing, working it out, seeing where you need to focus, I guess.
Working with Maitreya, that is my job. And he says, remember, 20 years goes by very fast. 20 years go by very fast. That's only 2 decades.
2043.
It's not long.
Well, thank you so much, Hermes. That's really all I have
Okay.
for questions.
Thank you. Thank you,
you,
Rhea,
Hermes.
the Eye of God. Thank you, Mercury. Raphael, Hermes. You preferred Hermes, the name, I know.
Oh, prefers Hermes. Oh.
Yes, he preferred Hermes. I should mention Rhea. I think we were talking about her consort is Cronus. In the Urantia book, she is the second source and center. Is that correct?
Yeah. The female aspect of the second source and center. Cronus and Rhea. Yeah.
Okay.
And she is Laumu
Yes,
in the Orient. She's the mother god. Laumu in Maitreya Great Tao. She's the one who is working with Lord Maitreya in transforming this earth to a paradise. In the Maitreya Great Tao tradition, she is the one who has the singular light that's lit every time the altar is activated by the masters, by the Tao masters.
Yes, and I might add that you are a master of this temple.
Yes.
Master of a holy house.
That's right.
Legitimately.
Yeah, this holy temple, it's actually a holy house, but holy temple.
Of Maitreya.
For Maitreya Great Tao. It's registered in Taiwan, officially. Registered by Grandmaster Wang, who is the head of Maitreya Great Tao right now, 68 countries, whose headquarters is in Taiwan.
Yes.
And we can show the beautiful picture of the big temple in Taiwan with the,
wonderful.
the huge Maitreya Buddha. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
have the temple here. The temple is here.
We have 2 functioning altars, although we don't make tea every morning, but we do certainly see the statues of Maitreya upon them.
But we do hold one of the bright lights on earth for the celestials and humanity.
Yes, of course. All right. Well, thank you, Mercury, and Hermes, and Raphael, and of course, Rhea, beautiful Rhea. We have next, who is asked to say a word, is Aries.
All right.
He is Mars in the Roman, but he prefers Aries, which is fine. And we did talk a little bit about him in a team meeting not too long ago, that he also was sponsoring Saint Germain, an ascended master. And they are working as a team, or it could actually even be that he is an aspect. No, but we won't say that. We will just say they're working together, Saint Germain and Aries.
A team.
And Saint Germain is certainly a ascended master. So, Aries, you are the guy who has a huge job, because you are planning a new humanity on your planet. of Mars in our solar system. I was reading the strangest thing the other day. I was reading that if people were on Mars, that because of their the chemicals on the planet, that the people would look very, very tall and skinny and probably be bald without any hair on their body.
Oh, is that so?
I don't know. They were trying to say that's a scientific thing they're putting out, but I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh.
They said they would be very tall, skinny, and they wouldn't have one hair on their body or head or anything.
Well, I think that the melting of the snow at the poles and the melting of the permafrost would probably change that, I would imagine.
Not necessarily. So, Aries, you tell us, the new humanity, because of the situation on that planet, would the humanity tend to look like that? He's saying yes. They would be very tall, very slim, and not a hair on their head or their body. I just thought that was strange.
Would it be like the? Would it be like those beings in Star Wars, who, after the model of, was it Jango Fett? After the model of Jango Fett, they make all the droids. Right? You know, like those people. I don't know if you remember those people. They're like tall, skinny, white, very, very bright white, with bald heads, I believe.
He's saying actually they will look more like Father Diamond and his people.
Oh.
I know when I first saw Father Diamond, a Buddha, I might mention, and his family and his wife Ruby, I was struck by how slim and tall they were, the group that came. He had two Buddhas with him, one on either side, and they were very, very tall and slim, but they had hair.
And they have dark
They had
skin?
hair, and they had darker skin.
Right?
Yes,
like
they did.
Almost like a Eastern Indian.
Yes, oh, definitely. Yes, they did. And they had purple eyes. What about that? No, they won't have purple eyes.
Oh, they won't
But he
have
said
purple.
they will be tall and slim and looking more like Father Diamond, but probably without the hair.
No hair.
That they had. But he said that would be more what they would
What
look
about
like.
hair on their bodies? Like
No. Now, what about later on? Like Michael's saying, no. He says the tendency would be
Wow.
very
Okay.
tall and slim and without hair, but maybe looking like Father Diamond
Really?
with the darker skin.
Do they have do they have hearts and
Of
digestive
course,
systems
of course.
and
Of
senses?
course they will. Of course
Yeah,
they will.
Okay. So
Yes.
kind of like humans, right? In a way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They will. They will be. They certainly will be. So I know you're working on that, but what about for us for the next 20 years until Pluto enters leaving Capricorn, entering Aquarius? Where is your work? Where are you right now? He says, I'm working with Maitreya on military still. He says, we're back into the fray of it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He says, well, we are. We're back in the fray of the military, and we had hoped that we had made some...
Afghanistan is falling to the Taliban as we speak.
Yes, as we speak. As we're sitting here, Michael and I, we are hearing that.
Yeah, and we were talking about how this is the longest war that the United States has ever been in, and so many people have lost their lives. So many of our people from the United States have lost limbs, and they've died, and their loved ones have sorrowed, and lots of money spent, and just
I'm so
really tough
sorry.
situation.
I'm so sorry.
So Aries and Lord Maitreya, we pray that that you will be able to work out some healing, perhaps.
Well, with Mercury, but that really won't be in his domain until 2 decades are over.
Okay, so what are you working
But
on?
the Father will help with the healing, of course.
Yes. What are you working on? Are you working on Afghanistan right now?
He's saying he is in Afghanistan at this moment.
Okay.
Is Saint Germain? No. No, he is not. He says, I am there. I'm there. Well, I want to ask you, when we were asked by Hercules Invictus to do a radio program with Gerald T. Farley and with Nick Curto, another Urantia president, we were studying the Urantia pages again because he wanted us to do paper 98. So we all were looking at it again. And we were finding there that the Phrygian religion was in competition with the early Christian religion, and that you were probably very involved in that time. That's what I was getting also, along with Apollo and others, of course. Rhea was the great mother of the Mithraic religion. Apollo was the son, the god, and I was getting that you were very involved too. He says, I am, because Roman forces were sent out to Asia Minor to take control of Phrygia, the city, and all of the mid area around there, too, where the Roman soldiers took over. And of course, you are Seth. And in paper 98, it talked about, what did it talk about, Michael? You were...
The Sethite.
Yes, that's right.
The Sethike cult.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, the Sethike cult.
Yes.
And
yes.
that the people out there in the desert outside of Egypt, they had a hard time, and they looked for a god who was strong.
Yes.
Who was strong, that could protect them and give them courage through those times. Yeah.
And I was getting, when we were reading about you as Seth, and it didn't have your name. I didn't know you were Seth, but then of course we found that out. But that this could go back as far as 3,000 years BC. The Sethike religion.
Sethike cult.
Well, if the Melchizedeks came from Jerusalem, from Venus, 90,000 years ago, then certainly 3,000 BC is nothing, I suppose. What about you, Aries? Did you come with Gabriel, Sanat Kumara, 90,000 years ago? No. No, he says, I really came much later. But I did start bringing in the Salem teachings of the Urantia book. And then, as Seth, the god Seth in Egypt, my temples were used in the desert and in Egypt proper. I protected the pharaohs. I protected the foreigners in the oases and in the deserts. So, that's your history. So, what is your history now? Says, I'm in the fray of it. I'm over there. I'm in battle gear, and we're doing our best. But really, all we can do is just observe in a way, because this is going so fast, and no one is going to stop it on the earth right now. So he says, I am just.
Aries, Seth. What about after? What about the region after the Taliban take back over Afghanistan? Will you be working to stabilize that area? Or is that area pretty much on its own for a while? Is it advantageous to keep it peaceful and harmonious? Or do they just need to work that out? Is there a solution?
He's saying the Taliban will not be in control. He says that's what Maitreya and I are working out now. We're not actually interfering right now, but we will, and we will try and bring about a resolution where the Middle East will thrive again and will blossom again. He says, Zoroaster was born, they say, in Afghanistan. So the birth of such a beautiful religion cannot be the death of it. So between Apollo and me, and of course Maitreya, we will begin to assess. But we will make the Middle East bloom. Afghanistan will be the beginning of a new religion, the worldwide religion of love. Don't fear.
Wow.
The women of Afghanistan, the men of Afghanistan will rejoice and have a new religion brought by Gabriel.
So that's where it will begin, or it will just take hold there?
It will be there as the new religion for them.
Mm-hmm. But that's not where the beginnings of the new worldwide religion will be. Okay.
No, of course not. He says Gabriel gave the Quran to Muhammad.
Yes.
Gabriel will give the people in the Middle East a new religion from him.
Oh.
And the Taliban will be no more. Is this going to be very soon? Not immediately, no. 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 years, things will have already started to bear fruit. I'm not saying it'll take 11 years to make the change, but in 11 years it will all be fruitful.
Okay, so that puts it at 33.
Yes, perfect.
2033.
Yes, and Zoroaster will be proud. He will be proud.
Wow.
He will be happy. Is Zoroaster a god? No, he's not a god. No, he is a servant of God.
Yeah, supposedly he was a human. I don't know if he was an incarnation or of anyone or something.
Well,
But I mean, according to the stories, he's the one that brought in Ahura Mazda,
yes.
the god.
Yes.
And it was an early prototype of the struggle, the human struggle between good and evil. Yeah.
And it was Apollo, my dear friend and brother, who really was in there at that time. He was a lesser god compared to Zeus or to the Christ. Or
Ahura Mazda
was Shamash.
Ahura Mazda was Zeus, right?
Was Zeus, yes, of course.
Local Universe Father.
They just have different names for him.
Yeah.
So.
That's important to know.
It is. People need to know that our father here and our mother were called many names. Michael, you know some of the names.
Yes. Oh, shall I go?
Well,
I know we've
try and think of all of them. I don't know.
We've got Jupiter.
And
Juno.
And Juno.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We've got, of course, Michael of Nebadon in the Urantia book.
Michael of Nebadon. Uh-huh.
We have Archangel Michael.
Archangel Michael.
We have Christ Michael and a lot of contemporary traditions.
Yes.
Like Seventh-day Adventists and Jehovah's Witness.
Jesus, whom everyone prays to, is praying to the Christ.
Yes, we have Jesus. We have Yahweh.
Yahweh and Ashera, who is our beautiful Hera.
And we have Shamash.
Yeah. Or Shamash, I don't know. All right, Father, when I get to you, I'm going to ask you which it is.
Is he Ta in the Egyptian?
Amun-Ra.
Oh, right, I'm sorry.
Amun-Ra.
Someone else is Ta. Oh, that's Iapetus.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, the local universe father is in the Egyptian.
Amun-Ra. Uh-huh.
Amun-Ra.
Yes.
Amun-Ra.
And Hera is Hathor.
Hathor,
yes. Uh-huh. That's right. So.
And to us, he's known as Caesar.
Oh, yes, Caesar.
We call him Caesar.
Wonderful Caesar.
And of course, Caesar's not
Oh,
a title. I mean, it's not a name of a person. It's a title.
It is a title.
Meaning supreme ruler. So
That's all.
he's the supreme ruler of our local universe.
Mm-hmm.
And we've also found out that he is the ruler of our minor sector also.
Yes,
of Ensa.
That's right. All right. So, Aries, you are on the ground in Afghanistan. How about in Iraq? In the Middle East, we'll just spread it out, all of that area. And you are going to be taking action with Maitreya. And you'll be doing your thing to bring about resolution in the Middle East and Afghanistan. I wish you well.
Yeah, thank you. So obviously the humans couldn't do it.
No, so have to be you.
The humans couldn't do it. The humans can't do a lot of things right now. I'm so sorry.
I know.
And that's why you're all here.
That's why you're here.
That's why the Magisterial Mission, New Worldwide Religion of Love, the Father's 10-year plan, Father and Mother's 10-year plan, Divine Love is making his presence, you know.
Mars says he is there as a military supervisor. Strictly military. That is his job right now. He says, I don't like to have it that way. I like to have intervention only by compromise and by diplomatic efforts, but he says that will be eventually the way it is. But
so
of course,
I think
right now it's not.
Right now we're at the point where we have this morning it was 10 hours to get embassy people out.
Oh my goodness!
So I guess that's the first. I guess that's the first order of business.
I guess so. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Aries. Sorry that you have to deal with us. We're people that want freedom and we want peace, but there's so much in our world that is discordant right now. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
Well, I wish you luck, and I wish our planet luck with that Middle Eastern situation.
He wants to mention. He says, "Don't forget to tell the people that Athena will be with me."
Okay.
She's kind of my right-hand man right at this time. Athena with her armor and her shield and her sword and her lance. She will be with me. Not to do any harm, of course. We're just observing right now. Observing. Well, thank you, Aries.
Yeah,
is there anything else you want to talk about right now? He says no. He says in 20 years, I will be most happy to take my new job, and I'll tell you about that later.
All right.
In Light and Life, I will not have to be in a military armor. And I guess you'll be very happy about that. He says, oh yes, very happy.
So Light and Life 2043?
Yes. He has a new job that he is volunteering for. After this one will be reconciled. And he says, I will succeed.
Fantastic.
Of course you will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So there is hope. He says, absolutely. Absolutely
Excellent.
hope. We come now to a gentleman that's right in front of us, and he is in his personal, I don't know why I said that. He is in his Hispanic body today. I guess I'm so used to saying that, I've said that the last 3 times. And you have been, and I was describing it the last time, but he is in his Hispanic body today. And we do welcome you, Maitreya, for coming in that way. And he's saying that the Hispanic people are in need of me very, very desperately. He says, I am in the Middle East with Aries, but my heart is here in America with the Hispanic, the people that are trying to find a better life and a better way to live and have happiness.
Well, we know there's a lot of drug activity and human trafficking activity at the border. People coming in.
He says, I'm not really thinking of those. I'm thinking of the good people who are trying to find a good life.
Okay.
Says,
All
I'm
right.
not involved with those. I let Aries take care of that
Oh,
situation.
So you're trying to support those who want a better life,
Yes, yes, he does.
more abundance, prosperity.
He wants to put them in
safety.
better social programs
Mm-hmm.
and give them a new path and have them become solid, respectable people with a religious heart. Of course, Maitreya. Of course. So, but you are working with Aries. He says, oh yes, I am. The Middle East is still my priority in your planet. Because he says, I want peace in the world. He says, I don't want just peace in your country. I want peace in the world. Well, of course, we understand that. Of course you do. Peace in the world. Yes. He says, my eye is on every country. He says, I told Alex, your son, that I have fleets over every military base in the planet. And he says, I am ahead and I supervise all of them. There are 50 that I supervise. Almost every top military base, he says, I supervise. And I have a fleet of 50 ships that I use with Aries. So you do use ships, you do, yeah? He says, I do.
Let's
I do.
paint a mental picture here for the listeners.
Yes, I guess so.
Top military bases throughout the country, throughout the United States.
And the world.
And the world.
And the world.
Oh, 50 throughout
He
the whole world.
has 50 headquarters over top military bases in the world.
Throughout the world, okay.
50.
And he has a fleet of ships.
Yes, 50 ships.
Like above,
Yeah.
positioned above the military bases.
Well, they're not always right there. They're sometimes in transit, but they are 50 that I use.
So, Lord Maitreya, you have a base above the base, basically.
Yes, a physical base and then a etheric copy that I administer.
Yes. Wow.
So he says, don't think I'm not in control over areas that seem uncontrolled. I am, and I will make my move when it is appropriate and I'm ready.
He is in control of areas that seem
Uncontrolled.
uncontrolled. Yes.
When the timing is right, he will make the changes necessary to bring about the fruitful revival of the Middle East and Afghanistan included. He says, if you would please say a moment of prayer for every person that is being threatened in the Middle East and Afghanistan right now.
All right.
Michael, would you like just to say a line or two of prayer? There are people that are afraid for their lives right this moment as we speak.
Local Universe Father and Local Universe Mother, perhaps we will appeal to you to please shine a light of protection upon those in danger in the Middle East, those that are fearful, those that are hurting, those that might even be dead. We ask that you protect them. We ask that you fill them with your love and light. And we ask that you send a message to their loved ones to not worry. And if they are to grieve, to not grieve for long, because there is a wonderful life after this, a much better life. So we put a bright white light and a bright golden light around the Middle East, especially Afghanistan at this time. Protect everyone, heal everyone, look out for everyone.
And those that do pass during this horrendous time, may your guiding hand and your glorious golden light gather them into your bosom and give them peace and happiness in the new world.
And I want to say God bless the world. God bless everyone, too.
God bless everyone, because many people have lost their lives during this.
Yes. May everyone be open to the truth of Gabriel.
Yes.
And the love and beauty of Aphrodite.
Of course, yes. Well, thank you, Maitreya, for giving your guidance here, and the guidance that we can look forward to hearing more for you, what you're doing, from you, for what you're doing. And that we know that you are in control. You're just waiting until the moment comes when you can act and make it the proper direction, give it proper direction.
It sounds like, in summary, you say your eye is on every country.
Yes. Yes.
You are in control of areas that seem uncontrolled.
Yes.
But when the timing is right, you will bring about the fruitful revival of the Middle East and the world.
Yes, and it will bloom again.
It will bloom again.
It will bloom again, and young women will be joyful, and young men and the children, they will feel glad again and happy. Cities will spring up where ashes have fallen.
Beautiful cities will spring up.
Where ashes have fallen. So thank you, Maitreya. All right. We have another special person, yes? Do you have something more to say?
That was our 37th message.
Yes, it was.
Yes. Thank you, Lord Maitreya.
Yes,
we will put it out as soon as we can.
We do have our new 37th message. Thank you, Michael, for rereading it.
All right, drum roll for our next guest.
This is our 5th speaker tonight, and I guess it is getting into night because we began around 5.
It's 6 right now.
We have the Infinite Father. He is third source and center in the Urantia book. He is a child of Uranus and Gaia, or Uranus and Tia. Gaia was the name she was given much later in history. She was a Titan, as was the Infinite Father. So, we have the Infinite Father Spirit tonight, and he is in gold. How beautiful, and his rays. Thank you, Father Fortuna. Oh boy, he's got purple eyes and white hair right now. You know, when we saw you downstairs years ago, you looked like a modern guy, but since then you've progressed into more of a classical look. I don't know. I don't know if the look of the ancient Greeks or the ancient Egyptians or whatever is better than today, or we're better, or what. I don't know. But you did appear to us one time. I know you were to my right, and Michael was to my right, and you looked like a man who could walk down the street and nobody'd notice you were any different, except you were terribly handsome. I'll say that. Do we have any left time?
Yeah, I just thought there might be a mosquito hovering around my ankle a little bit.
I didn't know what Michael was getting worried. Oh, no.
Yeah, we left the front door open.
No, I'm so sorry. Well, they have just, I heard it on the news, they're just let go all these female mosquitoes. They're going to try and do something scientifically
to eradicate the other guys?
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a real good idea. I don't know.
Either
maybe or maybe not.
Either sick the females on them,
yeah,
or more.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't read
Father
the article
Fortuna,
that much. I'm not sorry.
Sorry,
but
Infinite Father Spirit, for that. Sorry about that interruption.
Oh, no, that's okay.
So, sir, you are here. Thank you. We praise you. We hail you. We thank you so much.
Thank you.
For all you do for our planet and for the universe.
And he and his wife, Tethys, consort, raised Hera. So that's what the Urantia book says. And in Greek mythology, Hera was raised by Tethys and Father Fortuna, Oceanus. So the Urantia book is exactly the same there.
Yeah, third source and center.
Raised
and
Hera.
Raising the local universe mother spirit.
Yeah, and a lot of the daughters, Oceanus and Tethys raised, and they had children of their own too, you have to remember. Okay, that's another similarity between the Greek mythology and the Urantia book in their treatment of the father and the mother, local universe mother and local universe father. Well, and that they had a sacred marriage, that's another Greek similarity to the Greek. Hera and Zeus had. And also the idea of the apple tree. It was I think Rhea, Hera's mother, who gave them apple seeds, and she planted them and it created the apple tree in their sacred garden where Hera and Zeus were married and lived.
Wow, that sounds like Adam and Eve.
Well, I don't know about that, but anyway, it's the story of the apple tree and the apples. They're in mythology, as in the Bible, too.
I think it was a dragon, right?
Well, the serpent.
A serpent? Was it a serpent? Or
Yeah,
was it the dragon?
It's a serpent, yeah. But I think he kind of looked like a dragon, probably.
But I mean, definitely a
But it was
prototype of
truth
a serpent.
truth and prosperity,
Yeah.
not of anything bad, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dragon, the serpent, yeah. So, but anyway, okay.
Father Fortuna.
Now, you, sir, are you doing something for the next 20 years? He says he is. He is. He says, my job I have volunteered for is to bring the prosperity back to the world that they feel they have lost in the last dealings with this pandemic and so forth. He says, I am the God of abundance. And of course Maitreya is too, but he's working more with the military and political effort. He says, I am Father Fortuna. I have thousands of goddesses, Fortuna goddesses, that help me to bring prosperity to the people. And he says, this is what I wish to bring, but not a prosperity so much of gold and money, and dinero, but a prosperity of joy, a prosperity of hope, a prosperity of being kind and being generous to our neighbors, more a joy-filled life. But with that will come certainly the ability to provide for ourselves and our basic needs. So for the next 20 years, I'm going to work on that. And with, of course, Tethys, we will try and help every family, every person, every child to have the needs that they would incur in all of this change society. And to bring prosperity to those maybe who haven't had it before. And then cultivating, of course, into get 2 decades, the absolute time of light and life where there will be no sorrow because of lack of need or want. Absolutely none. So he says that is my job. Mercury is more for healing. Mars and Maitreya are more for bringing peace. I am trying to bring more of the prosperity.
After the Age of Aquarius ends and kind of the beginnings of light and life, right?
He's saying from now.
Oh, from now?
Starting now.
I didn't catch that.
He's saying, I have actually been doing this since the pandemic began to try and see for those that are suffering because of maybe a lack of job or whatever.
Sure.
Bringing about social programs to provide for needs of those that have them. He says, I will continue doing that for the next 20 years. And then after that, he says, I will have a new job in Light and Life, as many of the others that are here. He says, I like working with the earth. I like working with Americans,
Yeah?
whoever they are. New Americans, immigrating Americans, old Americans. He says, I like America. It shines forth brightly.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you. Do you have any questions for Father Fortuna at all? Or if not, that's fine.
Father Fortuna, so I really appreciate that if, you are working with prosperity, joy, hope, generosity, and kindness. During the pandemic, we survived pretty well. We had ample jobs.
Yes. Well, we lost 5, though. We got fired from 5, but we just kept going and never gave up.
But we had 2 jobs at one time, and we were putting in a lot of hours and making some decent money. So we came out of the pandemic okay.
We thank you all.
And I want to thank
you. Thank you, and we praise you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so very much. And also, I'll never forget to thank you for Alex's life. The car accident that Alex was not in because you told us to pick him up from school at 12:15. And we did, and we watched in our car with him safely ensconced with us. We watched as the car rushed around the corner, crashed into the cement wall, made a 7-foot round hole, crashed again into another hole to the left of him, and then pushed his way back. I guess he put on the brake or something happened. He went up into the air, flipped upside down. Alex would have been right there on the sidewalk, and you warned us in the morning. We thank you for protecting our son.
That was Father Fortuna? Wow.
With others. With others.
Yeah, he might have been walking on the sidewalk right then when the guy, it had just rained a little bit in the morning, so it was slippery.
He's going too fast.
The guy was coming around the corner really fast in a truck, and open bed truck, and he skidded. He crashed into the curb. He pulled back or something, but his tire went at the perfect angle for him to catapult up off of the curb and flip, crash into the wall, crash onto the hood, onto the cab, upside down. Luckily, the guy got out.
No, he was bleeding profusely, though, and he couldn't. His head, he was,
Well, yeah, but luckily his window was open.
Yes, thank God.
His window was open at the time. Otherwise, it would have been pretty dicey.
You guys told me. You said you pick up Alex because it's dangerous today. And I told Michael, I said, Michael, we have to pick up Alex. And Michael said, oh, I'm so sleepy because he was really working hard at this new job. And I said, we have to do it. Let's go get him at 12:15. At 12:15, we were there. Alex got in the car. And then we watched him come right around. That guy. Oh, my goodness. They still haven't repaired that big hole. And Alex's teacher, I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and the teacher said, I said, the March 15th, accident. He said, oh, I saw that. I was the one who ran across to help the guy,
Yeah, I remember seeing him.
Yeah.
Oh, run across.
Yeah.
Actually, he was on the scene. He was on the scene just a little bit after me. Because we were in the car.
We were in the car.
Stopped in the car on the main street. So
waiting
I was
for
able
cars
to. I was able to go across really quickly, but he was on the school campus seeing it, and he went down the grassy hill and crossed the street, and then helped the guy.
Well, Alex came to our car at 12:15. It would have taken Alex about 5 minutes if we had not come to pick him up to cross the main street, and about 4 minutes to walk down 2 or 4 houses, and he would have been right there. And I looked at my clock at 12:29, and that's when the car came around and booked.
Well, depending upon when he would have left.
Well, it
from
still
school,
would have scared him to death.
Well, sometimes he
Meanders.
well, sometimes
You never know.
sometimes
But
he
still.
stays back because he wants to check out the library or something like that. But
Actually, during that time, it was, there were hardly any kids in
it's
school.
possible he could have been there at that time.
All I know is that you guys warned me so that he didn't have any chance of any risk. And I do thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Fortuna. We look forward to all of this prosperity and people healing from the pandemic, getting their businesses back, getting their jobs in order, making money for their families and for the economy. We really appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you,
so
Father
much.
Fortuna. Second source, third source and center.
Not the second.
He's the brother of the second source and center, which is Cronus and Rhea. He's Oceanus and Tethys, who are second source. The Rhea and her consort
Cronus
are
and Rhea,
second.
second source and center.
Third is Father Fortuna
Yes,
and
Oceanus and
Tethys.
Tethys,
Yeah.
third.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we come to a very unusual guy here. Very unusual because I feel like I have come to know him. I know I could never ever really know him, but I feel like I've come to know some of how he acts and some of how he greets people and talks to them and interacts with them, and that is the Christ. Christ Michael, Archangel Michael, Jesus, whatever name you want to use to pray to him, he is for you, for always, and he's the one that we are to go to for our healing, for our questions. Pray to him every day and thank him for your life, and come to the Mother, Queen of Heaven of this more modern age, the new Christian religion. Mary, they are calling her, but she is Hera, of course, and she is giving us the blessings, the prosperity that Father Fortuna will make available. Everything that we have, she is responsible for that. Thank you both. Thank you both. Zeus, what do you have to say? Caesar, what do you have to say? He says, number one, all these things are great, but you have to live through this next 20 years. He says, come to me. Come to me specifically for your wants and your desires and your help. He says, life will not ever go back to the way it was. You can talk about having prosperity again. You can talk about peace in the Middle East. You can talk about a fruitful end to all this pandemic. But it will never go back to the way it was. It is going to be different. And he says we all will try and help you to adapt to it and become accustomed to what we require. And he says this time it's not going to be your governments, it's going to be our government that will decide on how your future ends. He says, when I see you on April 13th, 2026, I am telling you, do not sin anymore. Be kind to your neighbor. Love your children and your wife or spouse or husband. Love your friend. Love everyone, whether it's your family or not. Think of everyone as your family. Doesn't matter where they're from and who they are. I rule over all of you. But he says, pray to me. I will help you. I will help you. No. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Caesar. I don't know what to call you. I call you Father a lot.
Father.
He's the local universe son, but they say in the Urantia book that they are fathers too. And
They
he
do
likes
say-
to be called Father.
Yeah, they do call him local universe father in the Urantia book also.
Yes, they do.
A couple places.
Yes. Yes. Thank you ever so much. is there any advice this time that you want to give us? Says yes. He says, I'm seeing too many people discouraged. I don't like that. I want you to be thinking in a positive way, acting in a positive way, sharing in a positive way, no matter what you're hearing on the news or what's going on around you, because that is all an illusion. It's not real. It's not going to continue, no matter how much you think it will. It will be only a passing time. It's not real. It's not real. Trouble is not real. Evil is not real. Unhappiness is not real. He says, I don't live in any of those things, and I want you to live with me. And those things don't exist in reality. They do not exist. Tell yourself, this reality is not reality. It's just a passing movie. You know, Michael, Paramahansa used to tell us that in his in his books and in his writings.
Well, yeah, the Hindus say this is just an illusion, and Plato says this is just a shadow of the real life, of the true reality.
Yeah.
But it's hard, when you go through everything, and your emotions get involved, and you lose money, you lose your business, you lose your house, you lose your wife, you lose your husband. I mean, it's tough when those kinds of things happen. Mm-hmm. But I guess we have to have that, that 1,000-foot view of it all.
Uh-huh. I want anyone who's listening to know that when the lights come above me, and I've talked about this many times, when they come, the area around, it's like all of this that you're looking at is a painting, and somebody has taken a hose and washed it, and it all just washes away. It's like it's just a thin piece of film on a movie screen that's all gone. And we think that we have distance, and we have solid drapes and solid walls and all this and that, but when you really are in that other element, it's like it's just all washed away, and it's nothing. It's nothing at all. It's not just colors in a watercolor where you take a hose to a painting and they just all wash away. So it's really not as solid as you think. And that, I think, is what he's telling us. It's not real. It's what others may want you to think is real, but it's not. And he says he will bring the truth of this to everyone. And when you look back, you will say, oh my God, I thought everything was so, solid, and we were all going to just, have a terrible life and a terrible future. And he's saying, then you will see it was just a pass in the night, a ride on a train. The real future lies with me. Thank you for that. Thank you. Hera, beautiful Hera. In the Greek, she's Hera. She's Astaroth. In a far, far, far away civilization. As Astaroth, people are saying today, writing in books, that she is actually living in America and relocated here. Well, an aspect of her has. That's true. She was Ashera with Yahweh back 6,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. Hathor and the Egyptian, beautiful Hathor, but always radiant and beautiful. The mother goddess of the mythology of Greece. Well, Hera, my darling Hera, and we call her Celeste, right? That's the name she gave us.
Celeste.
Do you have any questions for Celeste, Michael?
Well, first of all, thank you, Mother. Thank you, Local Universe Mother. Celeste for being here today, and of course Father to Celeste. You have been in my prayers every morning.
Oh, that's wonderful, Michael.
Well,
Oh.
I guess it's kind of a selfish thing because I asked you to come with me to work
Oh, now we know.
and help me. 'Cause
Michael has a new job and a lot of new things to learn.
it's a supervisory role, and as supervisors know, once you move into that leadership position, you're the go-to guy for good things and bad things.
Yeah.
And of course you have to deal with people and a lot of emotions, a lot of things going on, of course, not just customers and, making money for the company. So, Celeste, I really appreciate you being with me every day when I go to work. I really, really appreciate it. I know you're looking out for me. I know you're giving me strength and protection and guidance. I really do. I know that. And I thank you. And I hope you'll continue. Because right now it's one of those, what the local universe father would say, one of those passing things, one of those unreal things.
Yeah.
Right now. So I hope everything works out with that. Well, local universe mother, I'm just wondering how everything is going and what you're doing at this time with the people of our earth, with our earth. Are things moving along? Are people moving along? The new religion, Lord Maitreya's magisterial mission, are things moving along okay with humanity?
Well, she's saying, number one, the people of this earth have caused her and her helpers, her personal celestials, her personal angels, a terrible, terrible burden. They have given a terrible burden to the angels. The angels are having to deal with almost 100 million abortions. And she says that people don't realize that every baby that goes into the astral world has to be cared for. And the trouble is those babies go through trauma, terrible trauma, mental, physical. Even if they're not in their physical body, they are going through trauma. Their astral body is a body. It does feel physical. Their mental body, their emotional body are all going through terrible trauma from that ordeal of being murdered in the womb, or if not afterward.
So 100 million abortions
Not quite, but probably.
in the United States since Roe versus Wade.
Yes, it's there are so many in the world that the number is just unbelievable.
Got to be astounding.
Yeah. She says the burden put upon the angels causes them to weep, because their joy has been to work and create that body, the nervous system, the heartbeat, all of the parts of the body, to construct it, to give it life, breathing apparatus, and then to have it destroyed so suddenly after all their hard work of preparing it for a life outside the womb into the world. It's a terrible burden. She says not that celestials carry that burden, but they do have to do something about it. The parents of the child can go home from the hospital, but the angels are there and have to take care of that child in every way.
Well, it doesn't work out for the parents of the aborted child anyway.
So
I don't know if you believe in karma or you believe in, equilibration, cause and effect, whatever. It doesn't work out. It does not work out for it's not just a free pass. There are ramifications.
She says that Gabriel helps her that he is a god of the unborn child, and he is the god of the unborn child even in Japan, under a different name. And many, many statues of this Japanese god are lining different streets and roads, and mothers will go and put red caps on the statue, or give flowers or fruits. A mother that maybe has miscarried or lost a child. So Gabriel is very intimately involved in the newborn. And if you read your Bible, who brought the news of the newborn to come to Mary? It was Gabriel. Gabriel is very intimately involved in the newborn child, as well as Mother Venus, although her primary duty is to instill the love in the child, not the physical components per se. So she says, this has been an undue effort put upon us, an effort of misery for humanity. And she says, this is what I have been doing for many years now, many, many years, comforting that child that's been deserted. Because we take that child has a physical body. It may not be a material body, but it's a physical body. That child has a mental body. That child has an astral form. That child has an emotional body still. And that child has to go through the trauma that he's been put through and get over it. And those memories linger for a long time. For a long time. But there is hope for that child. And for those who miscarry or this type of thing, they will see their mothers someday. But by that time, they will have been re-educated by the Father. He personally works with the little children. He says, don't ever hurt the little ones. That's even in the Bible. Don't hurt the little ones. Let them come to me, and don't hurt those little ones. She says, that's the message that I have too. Don't hurt those little ones anymore. Don't hurt the little ones that come to the Father in me. Don't hurt the little ones anymore. We have put them into the world to bring forth joy and happiness and have a good life that they can ascend with everyone else. So do not hurt the little ones anymore. That's her message. Don't do that. And for those that are bringing up children and trying to give them the best life they can, we applaud you, and you will be rewarded. If not now, you will be in heaven. We assure you that. And she says, you give that message to everyone. Everyone who helps a child will be rewarded personally by us. If you help the little ones. Well, Hera, do you have a positive message for us? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Michael and I have we took on 5 extra children, actually. Because, and really even more than that, because we helped a cousin for a couple years, and we've helped a homeless boy for
Well,
a
I was a
little
teacher
while,
for 25 years.
And a teacher for 25
I
years.
took on a lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
And I had fatherly relationships with some of those kids, like a father, an uncle, or, buddy.
Yes.
She's saying that her message from all of them, all of the celestials today, including love, is that all those children that have been aborted, she is going to place them all for at least one lifetime on the light and life period, in the light and life period, so that they may live out a life with others on this earth. And that will be during the light and life period.
Okay,
Says every child that has been aborted to this time, every single one, I will place personally in a life on the earth when light and life begins.
Wow.
And they will have the chance to enjoy the bounty, the prosperity, the abundance that light and life will give on the earth. She says it's wonderful that they've been in heaven,
and guided by the angels, but we are going to make sure that they experience a life on the earth, however much it's changed by light and life. It doesn't matter. And they will be there with friends and family and others. Every child. That is my gift to every child that's been aborted. She's saying she will give them at least 6 decades of life, enlightened life, before they are returned to the Father in heaven. And that is her gift to the people and humanity of the earth.
Wow.
They will be able to experience the life they were not allowed to have.
That's a beautiful gift.
That is a beautiful gift, Hera.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you. She's saying they will return to their life in heaven after 6 decades, but they will be given what was taken away from them. And it will be more so because there will be prosperity and abundance and light and life that they never would have ever had in an ordinary life on the earth.
They will have the chance to experience life during that light and life time.
Yes, 6 decades.
Not during this
She is
time
giving,
of turbulence, upheaval,
No,
until we
not
get to the age of
turbulence.
Aquarius.
No. She's going to give it to them 6 decades when light and life begins, so that every single one of them will not have missed the joy of living on this planet.
Fantastic.
That is a beacon of light for the Father. Well, thank you, Hera. That's so kind of you. She says, this I will do with Gabriel.
Okay.
And of course, all the others will help. All the celestials will help.
Well, that's not too far off then.
No.
It's about
No.
20 years or so.
That's right.
They'll have a chance.
They will return. They will return to the earth, and they will share their gifts.
Does that mean, Hera, does that mean the children aborted after Roe versus Wade in the mid to late 60s? Or is that all children throughout the beginning of time who have been aborted?
No, not all children since the beginning of time. She's saying that this latest period from the Roe
of abortions
versus Wade, every child that was aborted because of that law, every child, I give the gift of being on the earth, placed back into the earth after light and life begins, not before, because I want to make sure that they are only going to be rewarded and have the wonderful prosperity and spiritual fulfillment that this earth will offer when this light and life occurs.
Fantastic.
That is my gift to every one of them. That they have the hope and the joy that they will be treated to a beautiful holiday or vacation, if you want to say, on their own home planet. And they can enjoy the life they were deprived of. And I will do this with Gabriel.
That's great news. Great news.
And because of their education in heaven, these will be children that will be given special gifts of being able to read each other's minds, special gifts of being able to know the future, special gifts that they've been given in heaven that other children will not have had. So they will be the most joyful of all. Oh, thank you, Hera. That's so beautiful of you to do that. Thank you. And love, you are last, but of course never forgotten. Sorry. Love joined us on January 9th, 2021, and brought such change into our lives that was better, for the best. Tough love is hard, but it works out for the best for everyone, and everyone is more happy than they could have ever been. So we thank you for all of this.
He's saying, I have created all of these gods.
Wow.
I have created all of these worlds, all these universes, all of these populations, all of these animals, all of these, every bit of life that you enjoy and see. The birds that fly in the trees, the crickets that are on the ground, have come out of chaos. But the only way that it can be good is if it's organized and peaceful. And all these gods, I give them credit for bringing organization. Father Time, Oceanus, space, these are all things that are important. And they all have helped. And so many more, others that are not here today. He says, I offer this to you as a truth, that your life will be better during light and life than it has ever been, whether you are in the flesh or not.
Wow. Say that again. Your life will be better.
Your life will be better after light and life, no matter whether you are in the flesh or not.
Than it's ever been.
And my gift to you is all those who have died. They will be reunited with their friends, their family, in a world that is completely peaceful and full of my love. Before moving on to wherever the vibration is that you belong, you will have the opportunity to have a glimpse of light and life on your own home planet, everyone, to experience the joy of light and life with friends and family at some point in light and life. At some point.
Okay, so you will have the opportunity of experiencing light and life
On this planet, at some point in the future, after you leave, to join with family and friends and have a celebration that there is a future, there is a God who is in control of it all, and that your future life is guaranteed. I offer you my love.
I
I will
accept.
give love to all.
I accept.
There is no more. They have all said their piece for today.
Okay. Well, thank you all so much for coming, and we hail you, we praise you, and we thank you.
We will stand.
Words are not enough.
No, and that is a fabulous gift, that we can be reunited with our family and friends even after we pass away. That somehow light and life will give us the opportunity to be with all of those for a time before we move on.
No matter what era
No
we
matter
lived in,
what
if
era.
we lived through a war,
No
we got
matter
killed
what.
here or there, or died
Doesn't
here
matter.
or
We
there.
will get the opportunity
Wow.
to see the joy that this planet will come to, and the abundance and the prosperity and the beauty that these gods will make of this world. A new heaven and a new earth. Amen.
Amen. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you all. Well, thanks a lot, guys. You all did a lot. Wow. You really joined in. Wow. That's great. Thank you again. We praise you.
Thank you.
Maitreya.